Hello, it's Common. Let's get into the nitty gritty. If you want a simple fix to the healthcare and budget deficit, there is one thing we could do that could change everything, and it's very simple. Change the tax codes. There are businesses, and you can Google this if you don't believe me, that pay little to no taxes every year. While you, myself, and our fellow Americans might pay 25, 35, 40%, 50% of our income in taxes depending upon how much money you make. And these companies that are making millions and billions of dollars pay little to no money. And with them paying their fair share, it could eliminate the deficit over a short period of time. I'll give you an example. My favorite president of all time was Bill Clinton. And I don't care what anybody has to say. I have thick skin. I don't care if Bill got his dick sucked. I would have paid for Bill to get his dick sucked, to be quite honest. In my day when he was president, life was good. Very good. We had no budget deficit, and if you don't believe me, Google it. We had a surplus of money in the federal government, and George Bush Jr. came in and fucked everything up. He gave the average American about $600 back. But those rich people that paid into the system, they got millions back. You got 600, go, yeah, thank you, I got that. But you know what? I was sad that day, and when I got that check, I really didn't want it because everything was straight. Social Security was straight for 100 years. You don't believe me? Google it. It was straight for 100 years. We had a balanced budget for the first time, which we don't have anymore, and haven't had it since Clinton left office. But the simple fix is those companies and individuals like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Now, I'm not a hater. Well, maybe a little bit. All depends the situation. But I'm typically not a hater. These guys did something with their lives. They created companies. They made billions. I have no problem with that. But when you don't pay your fair share in taxes, it makes it harder for everyone. The thing is, some Americans, not all, I was at a picnic a couple weeks back, and there was a lady there, and she felt bad because she was a veteran and she was hurt in the war, and she didn't want to collect any money. I was like, no, I get it, because they tell us you don't want to collect any money, but then these corporations get corporate welfare all the time. Check out Apple, how much they pay in taxes. Check out Exxon, Gulf, your oil companies. See how much they pay in taxes. They don't have a problem going, well, you know what? We can pay more, but we're not going to do it. You know, it can help society, but fuck everybody else. Now, we're going to keep our profits for ourselves and our stockholders. We're going to make sure we give them more bang for their buck if they invest in us. So they have no problem doing it. So the average American, I don't see why you would have a problem, especially the person I was talking to. She was hurt. She didn't want to accept anything. But then I told her, I was like, you ever think corporate welfare? She's like, well, I never looked at it that way. And sometimes you need people to open your eyes. That's why I listen to everyone. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. Once again, I am independent. But I listen to everyone because sometimes people can say things to you that will get you to think about things you never thought of. But the only thing is you have to be open-minded. If you're a closed-minded human, you're not going to learn shit. You're not going to get anything out of life. You have to be open-minded. So when I talk to you about getting rid of the tax code, and I don't mean get rid of the tax code completely, because obviously you need taxes to pay for the military, to pay for services, maybe SNAP or welfare, whatever it might be. You need money for these systems. But for everyone, to make it fair. Now, when I was younger, they were floating this around. There was a gentleman, I forget his name. I didn't look it up. And he was talking about doing a flat rate tax for everyone. Where I work at, depending upon what I sell, what I do, my tax rate fluctuates. I can pay 30%, I can pay 50%, depending upon how much money I make. And that's not fair when you think about it to the average person. We could do a 15 to 20% flat tax rate for businesses, for individuals. The businesses might have to pay a little bit more. The individuals pay a little bit less, but it'll all equal out. And then what you can do with all that extra money is like what Bill Clinton did back in the day. Now, I admit, he socked it to the rich. He made them pay more than their fair share. And they were pissed off. And when they got their guy in, Bush Jr., what did they do? We want our money back. But the thing is, to make society better in the U.S., we all have to contribute. We all should contribute. And then that'll make it better when there is no deficit, because these companies that are making trillions, well, billions, some are making trillions, but after expenses, they're making billions. But if they just contributed instead of 3%, 5%, some companies under Trump is like 15% instead of 28%, 20%, 22%, you're still saving money on taxes, but you're creating so much revenue that it could help everyone else out. So we can eliminate the deficit. There would be money for health care for all. Because I hate to say that, actually, I don't hate to say this, I'm very disappointed. Our representatives and senators, check out their insurance policies. What they get, they are supposed to represent us. And the average American does not have insurance the way they do. We have, for me and the company that I work for, I have an out-of-cost pocket charge. Then on top of that, I have another charge and another deductible I have to meet before my insurance kicks in 100%. But they don't have it. And with changing the tax code, making it more equitable, and that's the word, equitable, for everyone. Well, I make more money, my taxes go up. I haven't paid more than 50% in taxes, but that's a lot of money. I mean, money I don't see. That money I could buy a car in a year and pay it off. My mortgage, I can knock it out like in maybe 2 or 3 years if I just got to keep my money. But once again, the fair thing in this country would be to make a flat tax for everyone. Now, I don't know what that would be 100%, but I'm thinking about 20% to 22%. It covers everything. Maybe we can get universal health care, because those that are watching this video, most industrialized nations offer health care to their people. We don't. Most of us get our health insurance through our jobs. And then that could save the company you're working for money, because now they don't have to worry about it. We have universal health care, which they're trying to take away. That can help everyone. You don't have to worry about your health. I'll give you a brief story. There's a family I visit in Virginia. There's a gentleman that had some health issues. Couldn't work for a while. A gentleman that was friends with him started a GoFundMe. And he was about to lose everything. His house, his cars. Not like that big of a deal, because if you don't have health, you don't have wealth. But he was about to lose everything because he couldn't afford the insurance, because the company that he was working for, he got sick. They let him go. And then now he has to rely on his house, taking out a second mortgage. Okay, I can't afford to pay that. Now they're ready to take his house. In what civilized country should someone be allowed to take your house over health care when we are the richest nation in the world? That's what they keep telling us. Yet other countries offer free health care for their people. Even Russia. I have Russian friends that told me they don't pay anything for their health care. Canadians don't pay anything for their health care. No matter what they tell you, there's not a long wait. Oh, you're going to wait a year to get in your doctor. If you got a serious condition, they will get you in. But a lot of Americans are losing money because of health care issues. And it can all be fixed by charging these billion-dollar companies just our fair share so they can help everyone else out. And on that note, learn more so you can do better.